see that right there? That's something that I've been dealing with a lot lately. So much that I'm going to make a video about it. And by the way, I got a different microphone on my camera now. I'm not going to be sitting here with this big honker in front of me, so hopefully it still sounds okay. In case you're wondering, it's a Shure VP83. I guess we'll see if it sounds okay. I tried recording upstairs and there's way too much echo, so we're gonna do it down here.
Do you have to shit right now, cat? And then when he shits, he just makes all the noise because he like takes the poop from one end of the litter box and puts it all on the other corner because he just needs to make sure his poop and his, I don't know, his pellets, his poop and his pellets are all very organized and very neat and very... Oh, he's so annoying when he shits. And it's gonna stink in here. Well, I'm trying to do this vlog because he takes the stinkiest craps I have ever smelled ever.
Let's talk about what I wanted to talk about in this video. What I wanted to talk about is burnout. And the reason why I want to talk about burnout is because if you take a look at the channel lately, there's been a lot of signs of a burnt out SwingPoynt. Mainly what I mean is the uploads, the lack of uploads. For a long time, I would be like, let's get 2 videos a day out. And then that eventually started to dwindle into, okay, you know what, 1 video a day. And now sometimes it's like, video every other day. And then I still have days where I upload like a ton of videos, usually for like Telltale stuff, but as a general trend, things have been going down in terms of amount of uploads. And part of that is because I've been live streaming so much. I forced live streaming into there, but I'd say a bigger part of it is how I've just been so unbelievably tired all the time. And the reason why I want to talk to you guys about it is because, well, one, you deserve an explanation as to like, why is he not uploading as much as he used to? What's going on? He hasn't made a vlog in a long time. Why? What happened? And another reason why I want to talk about it is because I feel like, okay, I don't feel like, I know I am not anywhere near close to alone when it comes to dealing with always being tired and feeling burnt out. Especially in the YouTube space, there's a lot of YouTubers that feel burnt out and that feel tired and that can't figure out why they're tired. That was the most frustrating part for me, is I couldn't figure out why I was tired. I knew I was tired, I couldn't wake up, I'd be awake for 10 hours a day. And those 10 hours that I was awake, I was completely exhausted. My brain was completely fuzzy. And I've been trying to figure out ways to deal with it. And I think we're working on something that works. And I'm going to share it with you guys because I know it'll help somebody. So, and what's crazy is I felt like I was getting more YouTube stuff done when I was working a full-time job a year ago than I do right now sometimes, which is not right. But the big reason for it is because I've just been so tired all the time. And I want to talk to you guys about what I feel contributes to it and then how I deal with it. So the big things that contribute to it are, I would say, being in front of a screen all day, every day, be it editing, be it playing a video game for recording, be it looking at Twitter or social media in general, looking at YouTube stuff, always being in front of a computer screen really, really hurts it. Another thing is, like, I have a lot of tension in my back. Really tight person, don't know why. You could say I'm uptight. But I have a lot of muscle tension, and I feel like it's partially genetic. It's probably also bad posture because I'm sitting in a chair all day, every day. And then I feel like another part was, I kind of already touched on it, but like social media and more so negativity. And being around it all the time. Because if you look at YouTube or you look at Twitter right now and you're like in the YouTube verse, pretty much all you see, and you probably see this on your Facebook feeds quite a bit too, is like, it seems like social media hasn't become an outlet for sharing fun stuff. It's more so an outlet for like complaining. Now, I mean, I don't want to say like there's not a bunch of fun, great things going on in social media, but there's like so much, my day sucks, or this sucks, or this sucks, or like, Donald Trump sucks, or Hillary Clinton sucks, or suck. Grapefruit technique all over all over everything lately, and that's really not healthy to be around. Negativity is gonna bring you down, and that's, I mean, no duh, that's what negativity does, but like it can keep you down too. because it's kind of like a downward spiral where if you start being around a negative atmosphere, you start thinking negative things, and when you're negative, that makes you depressed, and when you're depressed, that makes you tired, and when you're tired, you don't get things done, and when you don't get things done, you get upset that you weren't getting things done, and then you get more tired, and then you get more negative. Like it goes in and it goes out. It's like it compounds on itself and it goes back and forth. So again, I know I'm not the only person that is dealing with this type of stuff. I would say the things that probably hurt me the most is like the muscle tension, but I know those 3 things in general are huge contributors to why I was always so exhausted. And it just takes a simple like shift in your mindset and in your habits to kind of help force it the other way. I'm still working on it. I always will be working on it. And I'm going to share with you all the things that I have been working on or doing over the past couple of months and over the past couple of days to try and figure out how to effectively deal with that. Because again, I know it'll help somebody. And the big thing that I really came to a conclusion to a couple days ago was I need a schedule. And which is so weird because I hate schedules. I hate them so much. That's part of the reason why I became a YouTuber, was so I could be more flexible. I could do what I want, whenever I wanted, and I would get things done, and I'd be mature and responsible and dedicated and motivated because I love YouTube, and YouTube is great, and that's all I need is my love for YouTube, and that's bullshit. It is. I love YouTube. I totally love YouTube. That's not bullshit. I love it. It motivates me. You motivate me. This is a very motivating thing. It's the only thing that really keeps someone going when all you have is YouTube. Like all you work on is YouTube all the time. If YouTube doesn't motivate you, you're not gonna get anything done. Especially when you're a full-time YouTuber. But I need more than just the passion. I realize I need the structure too. And I'll talk to you about what I've been doing in terms of combating the constant state of exhaustion that I was in. Because, man, it's like the hardest, most confusing thing to deal with because, again, I don't know why I was tired. I didn't feel like I was worrying about anything. I didn't feel like I had a reason to be sleepy, but I just was. And what I've been doing to deal with it is 9 a.m. I wake up. I have an alarm. I throw it on the other side of the room. I take my phone. I set an alarm. I only set like 1 or 2, like 2 minutes apart. I don't do the snoozing thing because that just lulls you back into sleep. But I take my alarm. I throw it across the room for 9 a.m. every day. And then I have from 9 to 10 to like wake up a little bit. And the waking up includes showering, eating breakfast, taking a vitamin, stretching out a little bit, all those things. All of them are important. Especially the stretching and the eating. I do all those things to try and like wake myself up for the day and get myself going. And what I do is I set myself a time for 10 a.m. I have to get out of the house. And out of the house means 10 to 11:30 a.m. I am working out. I go to the Y, and for an hour and a half, I'm doing something. I don't know what it's going to be that day, but I'm doing something. I might end up structuring that out more as I become more familiar with how I want to do things, but I'm always doing something. Lately, what I've been doing, seeing as how my big problem is like being stiff, not being awake, is I start off on the treadmill for a little bit, 10 minutes, not long, just to like loosen up, walk around a little bit, maybe a light jog, and then I go do some more hardcore cardio stuff, and since I like to Zumba, I go and I Zumba for a half hour to 45 minutes, maybe I'll play some racquetball. I like racquetball. And after that, what I also try to do is do a little bit of lifting. It could be lightweight, usually lightweight, medium weight, but the main reason I lift isn't until I gain muscle or anything. I already did all that when I was younger, and it's probably contributed to my problem. But the reason why I lift a little bit though is to like, the way muscles work, from my understanding, somebody who's into physio can really show me what's up, but the reason why I do that is because when you take your muscles and you push them up against something or like you weightlift, it also stretches them out in a way that static stretching can't do. It's kind of an active stretching type thing where if you're putting pressure up against the muscle, it has to stretch in a way that it can't do when you're just like bending over, stretching out your hamstrings or something like that. It helps provide more of a flexible feel, and I know that works. Whether or not that's exactly how it works, I know it works for me. So that's part of the reason why I lift too, and I'll do upper body and lower body, depends on the day. And the reason why I'm going into so much detail here for this first chunk is because I feel like this is the most important part, is the beginning of the day. Because if you don't start off right, you're boned. Your whole day is going to be dicked. It can't, and I've learned that I can't go ahead and be like, I'm going to get this done today, and then be like sometime today. Because then I won't get done. I need to, this is my time to do this, this is my time to do this, this is my time to do this, otherwise I don't get it done. And that's a weird type of thing for me to deal with because I've never really wanted that, but now I realize how much I need it, and once you realize you need it, you kind of want it. So again, 10 to 11:30, I'm doing something in the gym. Doesn't matter what it is, but I have to do it every day. Like, that's my big problem because I get so tight in my back that if I don't do it every day, the next day I'm like this, and then I can't deal with anything because I just get exhausted right away. So I need to go every single day, and maybe that's a big thing. People could be like, I'm taking care of myself, I eat right, I exercise 3 times a week for a half hour, whatever they recommend, whatever. But I'm still tired all the time. Me too. I have to do it every single day. Otherwise, I don't get the benefit of the mental clarity, not being tight, not being exhausted, because I don't know if I already mentioned it here, but biggest thing is like I wasn't awake for very long each day, but I was still like, my brain was constantly fuzzy. I couldn't think. And even with that short period of time that I was awake, only like 10 hours a day because I was sleeping the rest of it, I was in a state of not being able to think, the brain fuzz, the brain fog, and it was frustrating. So by going every single day, I helped combat the fuzziness that was always in my brain, because I feel like that was a bigger obstacle more than anything, because I would try to sleep off the brain fuzziness and I would just sleep even more. I would sleep like 14 hours a day. So anywho, long story short, 11:30 to 12. I take that time to come back to the house, shower up, get ready for the day. One thing to note, now that I think about it, is I walk back and forth to the Y. And the reason why I do that is because I get some fresh air, man. Especially since I live here in Wisconsin, I get some like daylight and fresh air, because you don't get a whole lot of that during the winter here. Because it's really cold outside, so you can't just walk outside all the time. But I do make sure I take that time to get some fresh air, to get some sunlight, because it's good for you, man. It does a lot for you. I can't over stress how important that is, to go out and actually get some fresh air and to get some sunlight. It does great things for the body, and it helps me out a lot too. So anywho, 12 to 6 is YouTube time. Doesn't matter what, I'm working on something though. It's going to be something productive. It could be recording, could be editing, could be working on the next strategic thought, I guess, if that makes sense. Like, planning out what I want to do with the channel in the future is probably a more intelligent way to put it. But just doing something that's productive. Because if I'm not working on something productive, then I'll get sluggish and I'll get sleepy. Just got to keep doing something. I don't know what it's going to be, but I'm doing something. And I also try to make sure I don't go on Twitter or Facebook or anything like that, because again, the social media kind of exhausts me anyway, but it's also a major time sink. I actually have an extension on my Google Chrome which blocks off websites when I tell them to. So no touchy any social media while I am working on stuff. And then I take like a half hour in between that 12 to 6 to like make sure I get up and stretch and do things like that. I don't want to sit here for 6 hours straight. Gotta take care of yourself a little bit. I eat too during that time. I take a half hour to an hour. And then from 6 to 8:30, I have scheduled off for Zumba, because I teach Zumba twice a week. And then I keep that time slot for the other days of the week just to make sure I'm consistent. And then also I can use that time to run errands or something, or to do something else other than sitting in front of the screen. Because I gotta get away from the screen, because the screen gets me tired. It makes my eyes tired, which makes my whole body tired, makes my head tired, makes my whole brain fry. Being in front of a screen all the time really messes me up for some reason, and I feel like I'm not the only person, because a lot of people who are gamers, who are YouTubers, who are in front of a computer all the time, they have the same problem I do. So getting away from the screen is a big deal. And that doesn't mean get away from your computer screen and then go onto your phone right away. Get away from your screen for a little while, man. Just do something that isn't in front of a bright monitor or any sort of like backlight. Just let your eyes rest is probably really what I'm trying to say. Let your eyes rest a little bit, because otherwise you'll just get tired. And then what else? That's 6 to 8:30, right? So then I take 8:30 to 11 to be like, okay, gonna crack down on some more YouTube stuff, maybe finish some things up, things like that, because maybe I can have videos rendering overnight. But I want to take 8:30 to 11 to work on YouTube again. So it's not that long, but it's also a bit of time to make sure I get things done or finish things up. And it also is making sure I'm putting in like, you know, a regular day worth of work, about 8 hours a day into YouTube. So make sure I'm getting a ton of things done, putting a ton of time into it, and then it also is spaced out in a way that isn't going to push me to the point where I'm just like way too tired and I can't focus anymore. Because that's the biggest thing with YouTube, is I need to be able to like look alert and be alert and make facial expressions and be in control of my thoughts and like take in what's going on the screen, because I do commentary for a living. Like if If I'm not on top of my game, then oh my gosh, it's horrible. So I need to actually be able to be happy, be thoughtful, things like that. So that's why I space things out. And then, so what is that? That's up to 11, and then 11 to 1. Let's do whatever. You gotta have whatever time, man. You gotta have whatever time. If you don't have whatever time, then you're just gonna burn out even faster. You need to take time to just screw off. Talk to your friends, or play a game or something, or maybe not even play the game thing. For me in particular, since I play games during the day for recording, I wouldn't want to do that. I want to take 11 to 1 to like zone it down a little bit and try to get away from the screens again, because again, they're exhausting. I'm staring at a screen 8 hours a day based on what the rest of the schedule is, so I need to take that time to get away from it because it's exhausting. For me, personally, I'm going through what I'm doing to deal with it, because I know you guys who deal with being tired all the time or have some sort of exhaustion will be able to take that and turn it into something of your own, or just a general demotivation is something that a lot of people deal with too. And having a schedule helps out way more than I ever expected, and the reason why it helps out is because it forces you to move. It forces you to go. If you have the mindset of I'll get it done eventually, you don't get it done eventually. You just don't do anything, or you procrastinate. I'm a big procrastinator. I got a problem with that. The schedule helps out with that a lot. So, I think I ran through the day. 1 to 9 is sleeping time. I also bought like a thing to put over my eyes, and when daylight starts chiming in through my window, that helps out a lot too. I look like one of those like snobs in a movie that you've seen. I don't know, but I have a night mask on because it helps. But yeah. I would say the biggest things are working out every day to like loosen yourself up. That's huge. And it gets you out of the house. Like for me, since I work from home, getting out of the house is a big deal. Seeing other people is a big deal because, again, you work in front of a screen all day. You're not by other people. You can't talk to your coworker. I can talk to my cats, but all they do is meow. So it gets kind of old after a while.
Oh, you're stinky, aren't you? Yeah, you don't like it when I hold you like this. Are you stinky? Do you make stinkies? And then you shovel it around for like a half hour? And make it so I can't get anything done? Yeah, that's you. Mm-hmm. Okay, go eat some food now, okay? Love you. Mwah.
But yeah, getting out of the house, working out a little bit, not looking at the screen all the time. Like, I would take my free time and play a game or watch a movie or something. I need to just get away from that sometimes. One nice part about how I have this all set up is the second half of the day, if I'm actually caught up on YouTube work, I can take that and just kind of be flexible with it. But 12 to 6 is YouTube time no matter what. So, it works out well for me, especially with when games release and things like that. I'm liking it, and you might be wondering, well, SwingPoynt, you mentioned all this, but there's no live stream. When are you going to be live streaming, SwingPoynt? Because that's something you've always done on the channel. I don't know yet. I'm taking some time to kind of figure out what time I want to do things, because I don't think I'll be streaming at the same time if I keep streaming. I will keep streaming. I just need to figure out when. I don't think I'll be streaming 4 hours at a time anymore, because who has the attention span to sit there for 4 hours? Some of you guys do. I know. There's that vocal minority who'll be like, SwingPoynt, I'm there for every minute. I love you. Not everybody's like that. The majority of people aren't like that. And I feel like 4 hours is a long time just to sit and play a video game. I would much rather do like an hour or two where it's like super focused on doing something where we're all playing together or something like that, where it's a bit more, I'm here because I want to be here for the full thing. I want to be here and show up for a little bit and then leave. You know what I mean? Because 4 hours is a big chunk of the day. So yeah, I don't know. That's what I've been doing. Like I said, the muscles and the tension helps out. The exercise helps out with that. Not being in front of a screen helps out with my eyes getting tired. Having a schedule helps keep me motivated and going. And staying off of social media because there's so much negativity. I don't want to say like I never go on it, but like I stay away from it when I'm working because I don't want to get into a negative mindset, because again, there's so much of it everywhere. People complaining about YouTube, people complaining about their life, people complaining about everything. So it's good to get away from it every once in a while. So, again, I think that's it. I think we're good. I wanted to talk to you guys about what was going on and like the lack of uploads, because I was dealing with this for months. I've been dealing with this for months, and it's hard. It's hard to figure out. You got to take care of yourself, though, and I think that's the biggest lesson I'm taking from it, is I really need to make sure that I am doing what I need to do to keep my body moving and going and in a good place. And anybody who's self-employed or does YouTube, you learn that the hard way. You either learn that or you you get shut out and you have to like go back to being a regular employee for somebody else. So you gotta take care of yourself. That's a big part of being a YouTuber. Isn't just the YouTubing, it's the you taking care of yourself. So hopefully this new camera thing, or this, oh, I hope it's even on. If it's not on, I'm gonna cry. Oh my God, thank God my microphone was on. Had a panic attack there for a second. But yeah, thank you guys for listening. I hope this helps out somebody who is dealing with the same problems I had. I know that there's tons of people on Twitter who talk about it, so maybe one of you guys is watching and maybe it'll help you figure yourself out a little bit. So you guys are awesome. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Thank you guys for dealing with me while I dealt with me. And I'm really optimistic about how it's going to, you know, affect the channel in a good way. So you guys have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video that we do around here. Meow.